So I was
Immortality. If it's not immortality, I don't want to hear it.
No, it wasn't immortality. It was something better. So I got the number of a milfy coog. She was so good looking.
Oh God.
What did you say?
What?
He got the number of a MILF.
You say
what did you say? Milfy coog.
Tickle bitties.
Boofy?
Milf E. Like Wally, but a MILF.
Cougar, that's MILFy.
Oh, you talking about shouty with your kid, right? Like a MILF? Like a
Oh my God.
like a mother you would like to procreate.
A
Yes.
MILF. Okay.
At the moment he is.
I really did not know what you were saying.
Yes. It was lovely.
Yeah. I gotta swap to my good mic.
She was lovely. She was lovely.
Well, just in general, I just gotta swap to it.
She was lovely.
Did she have titties?
Like Tiggle bitties.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm
Alright,
talking
you
about,
earned
bro.
my respect, mate.
Like I'm talking like.
Are we talking about some Holga Banga Deuce?
Bogon Hungaroos.
Imagine, and we'll see who catches this reference. But imagine the heads of two Irish babies.
Bro.
What?
Let's call them and
Okay.
Is that an Austin Powers reference?
Will. 2 points. 1, Grizz says hi. 2, he says you're a dumbass.
See,
Can you hear us?
That was cup size, not Spanish.
Oh God.
Man.
I opened Xbox. Okay.
Good times, guys. Good times.
Hey, they do know it's 5:30, right?
Wait, are you guys playing D&D right now? Am I saying this during D&D?
Yeah, you're saying this live on stream.
Yeah, we're starting with just Treston because his character is not with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Alright, while we playing
Colin put a
Cyberpunk,
button in front of me.
Listening.
I pressed it.
I will
guys
move us
stopped
to
and
the
looked.
D&D chat if you want to open up the stream or mute yourself in the...
I'm definitely not going to stay in here. I won't be able to stay muted. I'll watch.
I'm gonna stay in here but stay muted. Just let me know.
They're leaving for the fucking DMs, the chat. The DM are like, okay, so there is a called. Okay, look, we have a place we drag people for their like one-on-ones, which used to be called the DMs. Now it's called Jason Derulo's DMs, and you can only get in there if I throw you in there.
Yeah, so
Nice.
only the
They're
DM.
going
Put
there.
Will and Sex. Put Will and
I
Sex
would
for one.
love to be in there. That'd be
Put Will
fun.
and
I
Sex
see
for
it.
one, please.
I'm going in there.
Did you send them?
Oh,
Oh,
No.
kinda nice.
Sec for one.
That was kind of nice.
Unless you're a mod, then you can just go in.
I mean,
Yeah, I was hoping that wasn't a thing. I was hoping the sex for one wasn't like a mod can go in. I was like, wow, he told me that. I was like, yeah, that's kind of lame.
Yeah, if you're a mod, you can just hop in sex for one, even if there's multiple people.
yeah.
Oh, that's dumb.
Chris,
What's
what
that
the
about?
fuck did you just say? What?
Wait, what?
I'm looking in the fucking Twitch chat and Grizz said, "You're the dumbass, Grizz," and Grizz just responded, "You've got a numb ass, Frisk." You're the dumbass, Grizz. No, you got a numb ass, Frisk. So does your mom. I've been fucking that bitch all day.
Goddamn.
Jesus Christ.
Scott Grizz with your mom joke, bro.
Sorry, I gotta change Frisk's name. No.
What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Right now it's down horrendous. I'm waiting for it to update.
I like Down Horrendous.
You can change it back.
I like Down Horrendous.
Alright, since you got him with that, we gotta change it to downwards torrendritrical.
What did you even...
What?
Bro. Oh man.
I tried to make a horrendous, like downward is downwards is down.
Yeah.
How do you lengthen horrendous?
Horrendous tentacle.
Horrendous, this.
Disc. But spell each of them differently. D-I-S, D-I-S-K,
D-Y.
D-Y-S, and then D-Y-S-K or D-I-C-K. That's dick.
No, it could be disc if you're
D-I-C-S-K.
Oh my gosh. Grizzy is saying so much stuff that is censored, but I know it's not bad.
It's
wait, hold up! I'm still a mod! I gotta check the chat!
Why is your stuff censored?
Am I a... Wait, I thought you guys said you needed to be a mod to get into sex. Am I a mod?
No. If you're not a mod, only one person can be in there. But mods can join even if there's other people there.
I get it.
It's literally for one.
It's sex for one.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Oh, you took it away, you motherfucker!
Oh yeah, I did a while ago.
You son of a bitch!
Yeah.
What?
I unmodded him from my Twitch chat.
Hey, can I have my rolls back, please?
No.
Please.
I don't even know
I want to
what
be
roles you
blue.
had.
I want to be blue.
Oh, she was in the squad.
I'm just gonna make a whole new role for you, and that's it. That's all you get.
Okay. Wait, no, I don't want to be like Luna.
You get to be like Luna. You get to be.
I don't want to be like Luna.
You get to be singled out with the.
What a dog.
I don't see Luna in the server.
Scroll down. She's
I found her.
offline.
She's what a
doggo. Dog doing?
Fucking Reba.
I want to be Reba. I'm not a redhead.
Reba. Where's down Horrendous? Cool. What the fuck is? I can't find your. No, there it is at the very bottom.
What role? Mexican person. What?
Have fun, kid.
Oh, you gotta set her to appear separately.
I don't care.
Hold on, I got it.
Listen up, you erectile dysfunctionaries. I am going to go off, and I am.
Right? You said that so raspy. I thought you were like.
There was so much gravel in your voice. Jesus Christ.
Was there? Sometimes people, you know what a kid told me? A kid told me one time. For a while in grade 11 and 12, my friends called me toilet tap because my voice was so much deeper than everyone was in that grade. When we were playing over at my birthday one day, we were playing like COD or something, a COD lob. We're on hot mic, and you can hear it through the TV. And some kid goes, "It sounds like your balls touch the toilet water when you sit down."
Jesus Christ.
So they called me toilet tap for
Your
a while.
balls dropped so.
When it drops so low, it hits the toilet water. Hello.
Michael, I don't want to be Mexican.
Didn't ask.
Make her British. Make her British.
That is my.
Yes, please.
Trying to make her British.
No, British.
Oh,
You're
Make me British. Make me British.
Wait, you're British? Wait, are you British?
Make me British.
You're British?
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Oh.
Did you ban her for real?
Did you ban or kick?
I kicked her.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, only one person's allowed to be banned from the server.
Yeah, only one person. I'll never ban anybody else.
Who is that person?
Let me invite her back.
I got it.
Oh no, I'm gonna do it.
I already did.
Because I don't care. I will fucking nope. You leave the server right now, and you accept mine.
Okay.
I just gave her her rollback too. No. Okay.
Stop making me Mexican.
All right. Oh, let's actually try to start.
10 minutes after this whole.
Yeah, for real.
Like usual.
Right, I have to open up one
Okay, do I have to mute?
No, me and him are just gonna move unless you just wanna follow us and mute. Where did I put it?
I can spend time with Michael then.
Alright, that's cool.
quite
What
a
an
time.
adventure!
What an adventure.
I'm
Damn.
so interested.
How do I pronounce my name, Michael?
I
Down
forgot for yours.
Titus.
Oh, I said titties.
Look,
Down her
I-
into titties.
yeah, it is down Titus, but it's pronounced a special way.
Mhm.
Down her into Titus. Got Titus. Gotta say like a. How do you call it? I don't even know.
I don't care what you want.
Okay. All right, Tristan, you good?
Yeah, I am all good, my friend.
Don't
Alright.
care what you want. You're gonna
Alright.
be Mexican.
Let's slide down to the
Well, I
DMs.
don't want
I
it.
finished all my dailies in that 10-minute time.
Bro, you better tell me it was Genshin Impact and not My Singing Monsters.
No, it was in Don't Starve My Singing Monsters and some
Oh
other
my
thing.
god. Alright, let's go to the DMs. Alright, there we go. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Tristan? Tristan, where you go?
Hello?
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, mic problem. Sorry.
There we go. We're good, we're good, we're good.
Oh.
Alright. So, for those of us joining us in the chat, last time, the group had successfully made it out of the underwater city underneath Keating Bay. And they found themselves boatless. They were able to successfully summon and roll high enough on intelligence checks and things of that nature for a stone golem that made its way down into the water and was able to shove their boat back to them as best he could. After retrieving the tiny, beat-up Goonie, they made their way back towards the shores. Upon reaching the shores, a lot of them tired, hungry in some cases, and fairly beat up over the last couple days. A lot of them took some time to rest, and the party kind of split momentarily as Zaril looked off into the distance and Flawed joined him by his side. And you two began to talk. And he told you some things. Things you never knew. Things that were either hidden from you or you were just never told. By your mother, by him, by those around you. And he told you of your bloodline. And what it really means. Whether you believe him or not, that's up to you. However, at one point he did ask if you would go with him to find your mother, because he knows where she is. But she's not going to come out. She's locked herself away. And he believes you to be able to undo that bind. So, he then outstretched his hand and asked if you would come with him. After setting aside some items and writing a quick note, you took his hand, and that same stomach drop sensation of being sucked into teleportation. You felt it before when you made your way with the house twice so far. And you now awake. And immediately, the sensation you feel is cold. Very cold. Hard to breathe. Suddenly going from... And you know this feeling. You know the difference. Suddenly going from warm, wet air to cold, dry, thin air. Immediately you realize you're in the mountains. As you take that breath in and open your eyes once more, surrounding you is what looks to be almost a small shack, kind of built into the side of some kind of rock face. A small cot, maybe big enough for 2 people, sits in one corner of the room. Simplistic weapons and armor litter one side of to the left of you, litter the ground and are hung on the walls. 2 small chests next to each other on the back wall by the rock face. One of them somewhat open with clothes spilling out, and different bits of armor and leather. And it's cold. Make a perception check for me.
All right.
3. Other than what I've told you, it is cold. This is a small room, fairly simplistic. And with your time traveling, it's less of a temporary place and more of a we don't plan to be here long, but this is still where we're going to sleep consistently. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So it's the room and the make of someone or a group of people who this is where they return to sleep to, but when they're here, they don't stay long.
A day or 2 place.
Yes. But this is their home.
Is Ariel still there?
Yes, standing next to you as he releases your hand. This is what you take in as soon as that stomach drop feeling finishes.
I'll never get used to that.
I won't either. I need to ask you. Wait here a moment. I need to clear some things before you just leave.
I understand, but where are we exactly? Are we back Roivim or somewhere completely different?
We're indeed in Roivim. I don't know if you've been here before, but since you're here, I guess it's fine to tell you. We're in the light, the Astri Mountains. And if you need a refresher on where that is,
I do indeed.
if you would, please drop your token right here once it loads.
Zooming out. Said the Astron Mountain?
Astri Mountains. If you would, please drop your token right there.
There?
Yep. We're in the Astri Mountains, near Devil's Trench and the Farron Gap.
Ah. Well, a lot closer to my home, at least than I thought.
Indeed. Now, I need to clear some things up before we just walk out of here. Give me some time. As he goes to make towards the door that's behind you. Looking at the ground, there is an in-carving into the stonework of a familiar lightning symbol that's maybe a foot across in size. Not large, and it is faintly glowing and becoming dimmer. Presumably the focus for this spell that he used.
Come by here often?
I haven't been back in a while, but yes. As he makes his way towards the door, turns the handle, pulls it open, and immediately you're hit with cold, bitter wind for a brief moment. You see faint bits of snowfall as the door shuts. As he
Any
is
windows?
walked out. In this building, no. There is a door. You can see little cracks in the woodwork. As this is, it's not shoddy, but it's not super well made. There's cracks in the woodwork. There's seams in the door. That's probably why it feels so cold in here, as well as the lack of a fire. It is vaguely lit, so it is still daytime.
I'm going to, if there's any firewood or anything around that we start a fire.
In the back corner, near the weapons, there is a small, like, kitchenette area, a small little pot, wood, stonework, where you could start a fire.
I'll try to start one real quick.
Yeah, easy enough.
Take off my heavy armor just to finally get it off after so long.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
probably
then,
still wet. 2.
Yeah, let
So
it dry off a little bit.
it is
But,
really cold.
Do
Once you've
have
done that.
some warm clothes with me though.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm wearing my old clothes, I'll take those off and put
Yep.
on the warm ones to kind of dry off a little bit more.
Yep.
And then
Is there anything else you wish to do?
while that's all drying off, hopefully by the fire, gonna with just my trident in my hand, my tail wrapped around me, head out to the door.
Your head to the door or out?
Like to the door, open it, and just take a look around.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Another perception.
Mm-hmm. Natural 1.
And yep,
Right.
of
You
course.
still get a general sensation.
I just wanted to look outside the main thing, so.
You open the door, and immediately you realize this is not just on the side of a mountain as a small little shack. This is a camp of some sorts. There are easily 100 people within sight, some of them further away on small ramparts that have been built up somewhat hastily, but though they've been here for a while. There's snow littering the ground, but it's not thick as to know that people are walking to and from consistently. And another point, as you're looking around, there is not one male in sight. All of these people walking around, full leather armor, full plate armor for some of them. Most of them sharing similar features to that of Astra and Blackbeak. Similar skin tones, though some of them have different hair colors, some blonde, black. One red-haired girl slips past your view.
Just because curious about this, divine sense.
Divine sense goes
Looking
off.
for celestial in
Beam.
particular.
From all of these people, you sense that faintest bit of celestial. And then from about a third of them, you feel a faint bit of infernal. From another third of them, you feel a faint bit of that weird in-between, almost similar to that of what you feel from Zaril, or even that almost, what's the word? Abyssal, I guess, to be specific and just blunt with it. Does that make sense?
All right.
So
a whole mixed group of
about
people.
a third, and a third.
So basically 3 pieces of a pie.
Presumably. And if you want, please make either a history or religion check.
Well, go with religion.
Okay. 17. So, with what you've learned and what your group has gathered, especially after encountering Astrid, something does stick in your mind. A group of female Aasimar warriors who had become split up. The name and the family names and the name of their kingdom they had escapes you.
I know of
But
a group.
you know of a group that had 3 tribes.
I would presume this one might be Blackbeak.
Possibly.
But besides that, without drawing at
Um,
least too much attention, I want to see how far I could see.
Okay. With a natural 1, however, looking
Nothing
around,
much.
you notice and you can sense the 3 different types of people walking around through here. It is fairly densely packed. There is the faint smell of unsalted cooked meat that's just thrown on a fire coming from your right. Directly in front of you is a small thoroughfare that seems a little wider than some of the smaller alleyways between the tent buildings and the ones built into the stone face around you. And even with a natural one, you kind of realize this because of, you know how cities can be laid out and you know how towns are laid out. You're probably somewhere near the centerpiece of this camp, even though you're built into a mountain face.
I meant like mountain-wise if I looked out.
If you looked outward, you're facing north, and with the stuff in the camp around you, it's hard to tell. But you do
Gotcha.
see, like, off to your left and right, small peaks that come up to where you're at. But the mountain you're on is probably taller.
Gotcha.
And you are
Right.
not on the cliff face. You seem to be inset into a small range of the mountains that are closer together.
Right. Well, with that, I'm gonna head back inside
Okay.
and just kind of relax and get something to eat.
Okay.
Character's hungry.
All right. Taking either some of your rations or digging through, you're able to cook up something to eat. All in all,
I'll make 2
taking
meals
Okay.
for Surreal when he gets back.
All right. All in all, taking you probably better part of, say, 20 minutes or so to do all of this before Zaril even gets back. A bit later, you do hear footsteps getting closer to the door, heavy, and then a second pair not far behind.
I'll just keep my eye out.
Okay. Without knocking, you hear the door begin to open, and in walks familiar Zaril, stepping forward as he seems to pick up on a conversation and say, "See, I found someone who's going to be able to help us get what we're looking for. Here he is. Flawed.
Hmm.
I need you to meet someone.
I'll look.
This is
I'll look up.
This is Manon. She's, let's say, next in line to lead here. And she can get us to where your mother is." Mm-hmm.
Pleased to meet you, Madden.
Manon. Manon, if you wish to write that down. Looking at her, she has silvered hair. Fairly aged, though she is an Aasimar, so you're not quite sure her exact age. As they do live slightly longer than humans. Maybe mid-30s. Beautiful silver gold hair. Thick black leathers and a red cape almost. I don't know what to call it. It's not a cape.
Like a shawl.
Yeah, red shawl that is pulled back. Thicker gloves for the cold weather. As she strips one off, her skin is fairly pale. And she reaches in for a handshake. And do you take it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Hands very rugged, very worn, very calloused. You know these types of hands and her build, even now that you're looking at her. She is definitely some kind of warrior. So, this is the one you spoke of. Not much to look at. You're saying he can actually get us in? Indeed.
Don't doubt my abilities just yet.
And how is he supposed to be able to let us in there? We've been trying to crack our way in for months. And he's just supposed to waltz in there. Well, I believe the doors would just open for him, seeing as he is her son. As she eyes you once more and almost seems to size you up. Okay. Well, this is all sudden. You didn't even finish your mission over there, did you? I left it to Astrid. She knows what she's doing.
He's not the only one that left people behind.
Alright. Let's just get this straight. As she looks towards you and steps forward, locking eyes with you. Easily, maybe, you're fairly fucking tall. She's about 5 inches shorter than you or so. Maybe a little bit more. She's fairly tall
about
herself.
6 foot.
She's fairly tall herself. As she eyes you up and just almost scowls at you. You don't... No, that's not what she says. All right. You can join us on our next raid. But you listen to what I say. What I say goes. And you're not to mess with any of my 13.
Any of your 13?
Mm-hmm.
Who exactly is that? Or what exactly is that?
My coven. You're not to mess with them. You do what they say, they do what I say. Can you handle that, Cyril? As he says, you know I can. Now, can he go or not? He can. Do you know how to ride?
Horseback? Yes.
No. Wyvern back.
That might be a new one for me, but I'm sure I'll get the hang of it.
He rides with Vesta. We don't have time to teach you.
Okay.
We leave in 2 days, at sunrise, when the wyvern's wings are spread the furthest. You're gonna need
Looks like
some.
I need to prepare for that.
You're gonna need some warmer clothing.
I'll ask around then.
Speak to Edda down at the base of the camp. She'll get you what you need.
Gotcha.
Now, you're going to explain to me, as she turns to Zaril, exactly why you thought dropping in and leaving my second in command alone was a good idea. As she begins to walk towards the door.
I'll give Zero a look. Like, better talk your way out of this.
And he looks back and almost silent confidence in his face as he follows her out the door and shuts it once more. Food behind you still warm.
Well, I will eat
Okay.
and then start heading towards the location she mentioned in that person.
Okay. Right. Making your way out, there's easily maybe 100 or so people that you see walking back and forth. Once again, all of them female, all of them sharing similar but not quite the same characteristics. Like, you could almost bet that all of them are from the same family tree, but it's very far spread. Does that make sense?
Like, same bloodline, but very spread out.
So, one person, and then you look at someone 3 people away from them, and they're probably like 74th cousins. Like, they look similar, but not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like finding someone...
It's just like a look-alike.
It's a look-alike, but it's a bad look-alike. Does that make sense? So, like, you know those celebrity look-alikes? Like, oh, hey, that's not Robert Downey Jr.
But like from behind, looks like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and even some of them, like I said, have different natural hair colors. But all female. You and Zaril, assumedly, are the only two guys in the whole camp.
Oh.
So,
Crix would get a blast of this
with
place.
that in mind, as you step out and actually make your way into the thoroughfare in the streets, I say streets, the pathways,
I'm getting a lot of looks.
you're getting a lot of looks. There are people questioning, why are you here? But no one is coming up to you to ask as you begin to make your way through the streets.
Used to this before. Might as well keep going.
Okay. As you make your way towards what you would assume is the down at the front of the camp. Takes you maybe 5 minutes to walk through. As you come upon another smaller shed, almost, that is kind of built up just next to what looks to be a set of wooden gates with 2 sentries up on top, keeping an eye out.
I'll look around for like a leather shop or something.
Make a perception check.
God damn it.
I'm trying to give you,
suck at
I'm
this.
trying to give you something, man.
I know. It's just perception. I have no
5.
bonus to.
From here, there's a couple smaller shacks. One of them seems to be full of weapons. Just by even looking at it, you can see in a small crack in a window, just weapons lined on walls. A lot of them just iron. Some of them wicked blades that you hadn't seen before, but probably not theirs. Probably looted from someone. And by the gate, there's maybe 15 or so that are keeping watch or sharpening tools and weapons and straightening up armor, fixing things. However, there doesn't seem to be a shop of sorts. There doesn't seem to be a place for armor.
It's all kind of sparsed out.
It's kind of sparsed out. This is very, not makeshift, but this camp probably hasn't been here more than 6 months or so.
Just fresh. Okay.
It's fairly fresh.
If that's the case, what was the name of the person
Edda.
that Manon? Edda?
Edda is the one she told you to go see for the leather.
I'll look around to see if anyone's like trying to pass by me or something. I'm like, excuse me, do you know where Edda is? Manon told me to meet her.
Ooh, okay. So, as you say that sentence to someone that begins to pass by, with a pulled back ponytail with pitch black hair and eyes that are faint rims of blue on the outside of hazel, fairly short. Normally, you would even think passing by this person on the street in a normal town, she would be scared of you. You're fairly imposing to most. She locks eyes with you and does not break concentration. As you finish your sentence, and upon that last bit, she looks puzzled for a moment and then turns and says, "You'll find her in the front, just underneath the walls." As she
Thank you very much.
turns and leaves before you finish saying thank you.
I'll start heading that way.
Okay. Going up towards that small shack underneath the entrance, just behind the walls. Not long after you walk up towards it, the door opens and out walks a pulled back, another ponytail, blonde haired woman who seems kind of peeved as she just walks right past you. Also, once again, all of them leather and mail plate armor for some of them. This one specifically wearing lighter armor, but heavy, thick furs to combat the cold.
Got you.
as you do hear a faint, "It was your own fault," from inside.
Well, time to get acquainted. I'll walk in.
As you take a step in, it is very much a front door guardhouse with small bits of armor and leather and furs that kind of just sit on the back. There's a small table with writings and maps and depictions and things set upon it. It's a small little place. Not a place to sleep or anything, just a place to do work.
I'll
Continue.
go ahead. You said I see something else.
No. The lady
At
behind
the
the counter. Older than most of the other people you've seen here so far. Maybe late 50s, early 60s. Her hair beginning to turn white from a soft golden brown. Turns upwards. Her eyes turns up and meet you. And there's a faint puzzled look like, huh. And who might you be?
Name's Flawed. Manon sent me here to get thicker leathers.
Oh, she did. I take it there's a reason?
For some reason, they haven't fully explained yet, but just so I can get heavier leathers for the moment. These are the warmest clothes I have, the ones I'm currently wearing.
I think I might have something that fits you. Most our stuff isn't made for your kind. As she turns and begins to dig through different furs and things, and eventually picks one up and says, here you go. These should work. We got those from the Fang Mountains. A small group of fanatics. They should fit.
Thank you very much. I'm guessing I'm not the first one like this you've done. That puzzled look you had.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I know Zaril's apparently a trusted ally here.
He's only here because Manon and him have a curt relationship.
Ah, that explains her anger a little bit.
Well, the
Didn't
way
know
I
that.
see it, he's the only one that's ever been able to cut her in combat, and she's the reason he lost his horn, so...
Well, seems like there's a few things I have to talk about with my father.
Father?
Yes, quite surprised. I've recently learned. Recently.
Well, that does explain the resemblance. Huh.
Yes, but a broken horn from something else.
I didn't even see it till now. Well, there's some furs for you. Any other reason? Why would they... I'm still surprised they let you in the camp to begin with. The matriarchs don't particularly like, your father, I guess. They don't particularly like him.
Well, apparently they've been planning something that I might just simply waltz in and do, but who knows. My skills can be useful to them, at least for now. I have reasons for being here, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Well,
Anyway, thank you for the letter.
if you need anything, let me know, I guess. I'm a little calmer than the rest of them around here. And,
What was your name again?
Edda.
you spell it?
EDDA. EDDA. However, I'll be gone in 2 days from now, so just let me know.
Well, seems you and me will be on the same trip.
You're going to Deep Valley with us?
I was not aware we were going there, but maybe? Who knows? I just know we'll be shipping out in 2 days. They haven't told me everything yet.
Well, of course.
So- Thank you again, and hope to see you soon.
We will.
And I'll start doing that.
All right. As you make your way out, once again, odd looks from everyone. The only one to not have a "the fuck is they doing here" kind of look would be Etta so far. Everyone else has either not even like ghosted you or given a like, what? What are they doing here kind of look.
Occasionally, I'll just stop and like take a second, look around, and then like head on.
Okay. As you slowly make your way back, taking note of some things around you, you hear something. And feel something. There's like a booming sound. Deep and quick and in rhythmic succession. And then constantly back and forth, almost kind of like a drum roll, but really low. And there's this faint hum that almost begins to echo through your chest as you feel that booming sound get louder and louder. And as you turn around, you can feel the wind shift slightly as flying overhead, maybe 20, 30 feet above your head, a small group of 5 wyverns with these warriors, these women on their backs, piloting them, flying on them, boom overhead, and the flapping of the wings shudder some of the loose-built buildings around you as they turn around the corner and fly upwards just on the other side of the mountain that a lot of this camp is built into, as the booming gets quieter and quickly stops, almost like they landed.
I definitely don't have time to tame one of those. And I'll just keep walking forward, assuming that those are the wyverns that Manon was talking about.
Okay. And wyverns, almost like a, let me make sure I'm describing them correctly based on the way I have them set up, not
They
the
look
other
like
ones.
dragons, but they don't have the arms of them.
No.
Is it? Or is this different?
Different. I'm
Gotcha.
not doing them as dragons.
I got you.
I'm doing them as partial lions. So I think there is a word for that, but it's not wyvern. Maybe I'm not meaning wyvern. I have wyvern written because that's what I took notes on. Because it's not a hippogriff.
I was about to say, like, I know it's not a hippogriff. There's that one that's like a head of a lion, has wings, and then like a snake tail.
That's a chimera.
Chimera. That's what I was thinking.
The way I'm envisioning them in my head is like a vague lion face with long and like almost like a dragon lion body and long eagle-like wings. I think there's a name for them, but that's not what I'm seeing in my head. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, to be specific, a group of huge, I'm calling them wyverns now because I can't think of the name they actually have, fly overhead. Each flap of their wings is shuddering the buildings around you and is physically sending a boom through your body, almost like a firework.
Got you. All right.
As they round that last corner, and then the booming stops, almost as though they landed near the top of the camp.
All right. Keep trudging forward back to the house that the real brought me to.
Okay. As you make your way back and open the door, you do see, sitting on the bed, wringing out his clothes that were still wet, Zaril, wringing them out into a bucket.
Trying to dry off, finally.
Indeed. You'll be staying in the house next door. Astrid isn't in, so you can have her caught.
Got you. Didn't realize I would get you in a lot of trouble with your girlfriend when bringing me here.
You call it that, but it's completely, what's the word? Business.
Well, at least we have time to prepare and time to talk about some other things. I still have questions for you.
Like what?
You know I have no idea about our bloodline, so I want more details.
You want more details, I see. Well, what questions do you have? As he kind of props his foot up on the top of a stool and leans back.
Where...
Against the stone wall. My
It's
bad.
so strange. You say the Flawed are more abyssal, but we're still infernals. How is that?
There are faint ties between the two. Just because something is from the abyss doesn't mean it can't use fire.
Fair point.
And just because we have it in our bloodline doesn't mean something else hasn't mixed in since.
I knew some tieflings that, like... You know how occasionally when you get hit, fire spews? You know
Yes.
that. I know some tieflings that do ice. Have you met any of our kind, besides just me and you, that
I have.
have other abilities?
Not
Or just fire?
beyond those two, I do not think. Although there was one with lightning, but I think he may have just been a wizard.
Makes more sense. Are we heading to Deep Valley?
Indeed.
Well, I wish I got that earlier from Manon.
Yes.
I was not expecting to be heading there that quickly.
Well, that is where the heart is.
I know, but still haven't steeled my nerves yet. Even if it is my home, there's some things about it I still do not like.
Well, if it's any consolation, we won't be talking to many people. We're to meet with the dragon and her subordinates, and then move on to the inner depths of the mine, to the heart. That's where we're headed.
The dragon?
Indeed.
lot of
Not a
people
real
would,
dragon. Not a real dragon. She gets fed a
I
lot.
was thinking of someone else. I knew of someone else that was causing things around here called the Red Devil. So
Oh, completely different person. I think that small group of rebels is currently stationed, or at least last I heard, they had been pushed back to Aurora, which isn't far from here, but beyond that, I do not know.
Before meeting you and heading to certain parts of this world, my one lead, besides from this weird card that told me things,
Card.
was that the Red Devil was with Telzin. Possibly with her. Back in the past, that's where she was, who she was with.
As you say that, he smirks a little bit and says, well, that explains some things.
Like what exactly?
How she disappeared just before she locked herself away.
Well, honestly, I have more questions for her than you.
Good. Let's keep it that way. Maybe she'll want to answer you.
Maybe, maybe not. If there is one person that I'm willing to meet in Deep Valley, it is Tor, if you do know of him.
I do not. I didn't spend a lot of time there.
Kind of the father figure in my life while you were away.
Well,
I call him my uncle, though.
Well, at least you had somebody. Now, if you don't mind, I am still rather soaked and very cold and tired.
All right. Well, I started the fire for you. Hopefully it keeps you warm. And I'll just get my things and head to that other hut.
Mm-hmm. You do you.
And I'll grab my armor and other wet clothes to see if I,
Yep.
see if they're dried off at least.
By this point, probably. It's been about 30 minutes. You put them next to the fire. They're wearable.
Got you. And I'll, before I head out, I'll change it to my thicker leathers.
Yep. And the new furs you got.
Yeah.
All right. Heading out just to the right of the building you're in is another one. Similar, smaller, made for one. Walking through the door, there's not much in there. Hasn't been touched in 6 months or so. Probably since this place was put up. One small cot made for one in the back right corner. A small chest basically empty with a couple leathers and clothes and knives in it. And beyond that, really nothing else. It's a really small place made of wood with a stone back wall. And stonework floor.
I'll start unpacking some of my things.
Okay.
And just gonna try to sleep, relax, wait for those couple of days to pass.
Okay. Is there anything you wish to do in the next 2 days? Or I guess day? As you leave on the morning, day after.
Besides exploring a bit more of the town, just to get acquainted with it.
Okay.
If we could do that one dream sequence, unless you want to settle that for something else.
I have a time I want to do that. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I have a really good plan for it, and I don't want it to interfere with what you're doing here. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
'Cause,
not big. It's not big, but I would rather save that for a time when you don't have something going on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does that make sense?
The only reason I mention it is because I mentioned the person that
Yeah.
I wanted in it. So
Yeah. And it has been a while, so
yeah,
I have a time for it.
besides that, just make sure my armor's in tip-top shape.
Okay.
Check on Zaril every now and then if there's any more information about this journey.
All right.
And at one point, just try to remember something. But that's it.
Make a perception check at advantage. You're spending a day looking around, asking around. 10. Still not good. 3, 1, 5, 10. Here we go. There we go.
8, 10, technically.
Still. However, going around, I will give you that when you're asking around, people say, and a lot of them don't want to talk to you. They either don't want to talk to you or don't care that you're there.
Didn't really want to talk much either.
So a lot of people just ghost you or give you a funny look and then move on. At one point near the end of the day, in passing and not wanting to continue a conversation, one of the women stands out and walks up to you. Maybe mid to late 20s, pulled back black hair into a very loose braid. She walks up, kind of a gruff woman's voice. Vesta, and you are?
Flawed.
Flawed. You'll be riding on my wyvern tomorrow. Be ready.
Huh?
Break of dawn.
All right. Manna did say it was going to be your wyvern.
Uh-huh. Mine's got more room than the others. Anyways. I'll see you in the morning. Be ready.
See you then.
Turns, walks away.
Well, she was a kind person. And just keep continuing on with my day.
Okay. Well, beyond that, a couple more times throughout the day, you hear that same booming sound rattle the windows and rattle the door of your little hut. And if that's all you wish to do, sunrise will come to you on the fated day. Waking up fairly early, I'd assume, to make sure you're on time. Anything you wish to do to prepare, specifically? Other than just getting your stuff together.
I'm preparing my spells real quick.
Take your time to prepare spells for what you think you might need for a wyvern ride.
Yeah.
To Deep Valley.
Let's see. Besides that, I would, if not to talk with Manon to get more details, talk with Cyril.
Okay.
See, get as much information as I can.
Early this morning, Manon's hard to find. However, if you wake up early enough, you're able to get Cyril before he's done checking his armor and making sure
I
he has
have
all this.
exhaustion. That would be gone by now.
That would definitely be gone by now. He did too. So.
Great.
You can easily find him tying up the last bit of his armor in his little cot next door.
Ready to head out?
Before me. Good on you. I'd think so. As he stands, rolls back his shoulders, grabs his spear, throws a bag over his back.
Well, Vesta told me to at least be there by the crack of dawn. I like to be timely.
She's fairly straightforward.
I can tell.
Yeah, she's a little more direct than the rest.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, let's go. As he moves to make it out the door, grabs your shoulder and turns you towards the door to leave.
Oh.
All right. As he begins to trek upwards towards the peak and around that curve.
Are we both getting like serious looks while we're walking this way?
Him less so than you. There's a lot of people that now that you're together, you've seen some of the faces. Now that you're together, there's more odd looks towards you than there had been previously.
Gotcha.
It's like having a little clone, a little mini-me walking with them.
Yeah. That's
so
fair.
it's a little off-putting for some people that didn't know what's going on.
Didn't realize that I was at least trusted.
Mm-hmm. Making your way up, eventually, you begin to hear something. You hear growling, loud, and faint roars and mutters and bits of chomping teeth as you're rounding a corner to a small cutout into the mountain. Stonework ceiling, maybe 50 foot up, that goes way back, almost beyond your own dark vision, into the full mountainside, and you hear chains rattling. As you make your way in, you see a bunch of the different women here. And now that you're here, a couple men as well. All of them in very, very plain clothing and chained up as well, carrying big, giant hauls of meat chained up into the walls, maybe 50 or 60 wyverns.
Are they different from everyone else here?
The men?
No, I meant the women and men that are feeding these creatures.
The men are different. The women here seem to be the different warriors, and by that point, they each seem to be keeping to their own, and almost like they're taking care of their own pet. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So for each of the women, they seem to be walking vaguely around one of the 50 or so wyverns in this area.
And then the men are just feeding all of
The
them.
men are either chained, bald, or just looking down towards the ground as though they're forced to be doing this.
I see
and-
men aren't taken lightly here, Zaril.
Well, another point to throw to that is while the women are walking up to the wyverns and like stroking their wings, and some of them are getting up and down out of saddles that are strapped to their backs, the wyverns are eyeing up the men like chunks of flesh to be eaten. So as you're moving carts full of meat and different bits of food for these beasts, they would throw the meat at them and be careful not to get too close, as the wyverns are chained to walls and held down enough to not attack back. If you were probably to wait long enough, one of them might make a mistake and get too close. And just looking around, there's, like I said, maybe 50 or so chained to the walls.
A lot of beasts.
The 13 keep theirs separately at the back. That's where we're headed.
See. I'm careful not to get too close.
Okay.
Till we're ready.
As you begin to make your way back, there is like a clear area to walk where you don't get bit. A lot of the wyverns seem to be eyeing you up like a predator hunts prey. But
Occasionally I'll look at one and give it like the thaumaturgy change my eyes.
unfazed.
Kind of intimidating.
Unfazed.
Trying to.
Unfazed.
Gotcha.
They are beasts. They
That's
they
fair.
are fairly larger than you. They're big enough to carry. Most of them are big enough to carry a person. A good chunk of them are big enough to carry 2, maybe 3 people.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
These beasts are big. Easily size huge for some of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, you do not want to get your hand caught in one of their mouths. So, as you make your way towards the back, the grunting and the roars and the growls of the different beasts around you begin to get quieter as you find yourself turning to a separate section. On the opposite side of this room, light fades in as this seems to be a separate holding area where there are 12 of these beasts chained up and 1 empty spot. And then you take a second look. All of these beasts are different. 2 of them seem to be playing together through what they can of the chains holding them to the walls. They seem to be almost like twins, with 2 other women, both with jet black hair, cropped short, almost in a bob. Both of them almost seem like twins, petting each of their respective birds, these wyverns. You see Etta on the opposite side of the room, seeming to be one of the older.
Nod.
She nods back as she jumps up into into her saddle of her beast. The beast itself seeming worn. It has scars and pock marks across its body, older, matching her almost. You see 2 more women that you don't recognize as well, jumping onto their respective beasts, both of their beasts, and most of the ones in this room are worn warriors. They've probably fought other wyverns and things as well.
Like they're seasoned compared to the other ones.
Seasoned compared to most of the other ones. And then you see Vesta, not far from that opening at the other end. Her beast has beautiful golden fur, kind of to match her blonde hair that's pulled back. The beast itself more lion than bird in its appearance, as it sits on its haunches and almost playfully pounces with a side of Vesta you didn't see, where she had seemed kind of cold and direct to you at first. She seems to almost be playful in an oddly weird, serious manner.
Kind of childlike, but serious.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. Like a 4-year-old that's not showing emotion, but still playing. Like, it's
Gotcha.
really strange to see someone with such a serious persona looking like they're
Playing
having
with
fun,
a beast.
but not.
Yeah.
You know? And once again, this beast is easily 6 times her size or so. Like, they're huge.
I'll look at Zero. I was like, well, that's my ride. Where's yours?
I'll be riding with one of the twins, unfortunately.
The ones back there?
Uh-huh. They're quieter. As he begins to head over
Further
that way.
quiet.
And one thing you do notice, out near the ledge is one beast and one person. Not chained. The beast almost lazily sitting with what you could assume is its paws off the ledge. Unchained. And a woman with silver gold hair leaning into the fur of this beast, looking out into the distance before the sun begins to rise.
That Manon?
From the back, yes. Make a perception check for me again.
Heck, have it.
I'm trying to give you something,
It's
man.
fine. I know.
8. All right. You can't get a good look, but what you do notice is her beast is small compared to the rest. Barely bigger than a fairly large horse. Wouldn't be able to carry.
Oh, wow.
Yes, her beast is the smallest in the room. To that point, her beast is also the most beat up.
Like, obviously, like,
Scarred.
could possibly have scars.
Scarred. Beat up. Its wings have scratch marks and tears and rips. But there's this weird sheen to them that's very different and not natural. And from this distance, that's all you can tell.
I'll walk up to Vesta.
Okay.
Be like, without trying to cause too much trouble, be like, all right, I'm here, and surprised Manon's beast is smaller than yours.
Our beast is also the most aggressive. He doesn't show it, but he'll bite your head off if you're not careful.
I presume that, for her being the leader.
Well,
Seem to be quite attached to yours.
we all are. We put our trust in them when we take to the skies. Now, if you will, as she hoists herself up and puts an arm down, we're moving
I'll
out
take it.
as soon as possible. As she lifts you up onto the back, you can feel the breathing of the beast beneath you, the very different warmth on this mountaintop. There's a warmth that comes from these beasts, a body heat that's immensely different and noticeable when you're in their vicinity. Seeing as how she's helping you up, the beast doesn't seem to react. Most of the ones in this room don't seem as wildly aggressive as the ones in the room prior. As you see Zaril on the opposite side of the room being hoisted up onto one of the black beasts of one of the two twins. Rather uncomfortable, but finding a seating, as I'm assuming you do the same, on the back of this fairly large saddle. This is the biggest creature you've ever been on. And there's almost an unshakiness as they begin to rise and get on all fours and flap their wings slightly to move.
Oh boy.
As the chains are released, out towards the front, where that bit of light comes in, as you can see the sun beginning to crest over the mountains in the distance.
Hey, Vesta, one question.
What
How
is it?
fast are these beasts?
You want to know the easy way or the hard way?
I had a feeling you were gonna say that, but I prefer the easy.
Well, let's just say we'll be there before nightfall.
Wow. Alright. Well, I'll try to make sure I don't fall off and ended up like...
As a lot of the beasts that are going with you begin to move. 7 in total. 6 from inside the room, and then Manon at the end, hopping onto hers, gracefully even, for such a warrior. The smallest beast, as that beast turns and looks towards you, make an insight check.
Insight, you said?
Mm-hmm. 10. There's something
I'm
different.
rolling so fucking low today.
You're not
I'm sorry.
sure what it is. You're not sure what it is, but her beast has a different demeanor. It carries itself differently than all of the other 50 or so you've seen so far. It's different. As she...
I want to, real quick,
Mhm.
just because Divine Sense, I'm
Make it-
looking at the beast in particular.
Okay. You do not sense celestial fiend, undead, or anything of that nature from this beast, or any of them.
And
in
no
this room.
balance between just good or evil.
Nope.
Just played.
Not from any of the beasts, at least.
Gotcha.
And nothing crazy from anyone in the room.
What about Surreal?
What do you get
Knowing
from him?
what I know now. Yeah.
Now that he's mentioned it, you can sense that faint bit of abyssal, but it's almost smaller than the bit of abyssal you see in Aasimar.
Gotcha. So the others are more frequent,
Seemingly.
if there are any in this room,
Seemingly, yes.
than Surreal.
To that point, every single woman in this room has that abyssal sense.
Every single one of them.
Every single one in this room.
This room. Okay.
So all of the 2 that are on the twin wyverns, the one that's Vesta in front of you, the other woman next to her that's on her wyvern, and then even Manon at the end, all have that faint abyssal.
So Esta, not Esta.
Edda,
Manon, Vesta, and then the twins and that one other group
yes.
have Abyssal.
Yes.
Got you.
So, as everyone begins to mount and the beasts begin to line up in a faint V-ish formation, with Manon and her small beast at the front, you see her lean forward and almost whisper into the ear of her beast, and then lean back and say, "We fly," as her beast begins to trudge forward, and then break into a faint run, and then a small sprint for the last maybe 50 yards, as all of the other beasts begin to take part too. As you're rocking up and down, you can feel every thud. You can see the shaking of the mountainside around you as, 7 beasts, right? Edda, Vesta, 1, 2,
Twins.
5.
Manon. That's 5. And then you said 2 others.
And 1 more, so 6. My bad. There's Edda, 1 woman next to Vesta, the twins, and then Manon. As
Gotcha.
the 6
With
beasts,
me and
Zeril.
8 people, 6 beasts.
Yes. As 6 ginormous beasts begin to leap and bound along the stone floor of this mountainside, making their way towards that opening at the end of the room, as that sun begins to crest over the mountaintop, and you can see the purple-blue hues of morning reaching towards you, as Manon's beast jumps. The next two jump. The twins jump. And then finally yours, as your beast leaps, and all of them begin to drop out of sight in front of you into a nosedive. And that's where we're going to pick up for you next time.
Gotcha.
With you
Man.
nosediving off the end of a cliff on top of a wyvern.
Man, this is interesting.
Yeah.
It's time to get to the others.
That's a little bit of a setup for you. So this is going to set up where we're doing next time. Really kind of threw you in. It's a lot of people you don't know, and I have ideas on how to include the others.
Got you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm gonna say
This is definitely interesting for literally meeting one of their tribe and a whole bit of my past as well.
Mm-hmm.
In this whole thing. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. So, with that, let's slide over to the other two. Or the other one.
Where is everyone?
Right now, it's only Trey. Where's everybody at?
Michael was here, but I don't know what happened.
Tiger was having problems earlier.
If Tiger's still having internet problems, we can't play. You know what I mean?
He's typing.
The
Oh,
funny
no.
story. Let me get my vape, babe.
Wi-Fi is up. Wi-Fi.
And his is down.
Wow.
Well, if the Wi-Fi is down, unfortunately, we left off in a place where I can't continue unless Tiger's here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Fuck.
Hold on.
Well, I got a house.
Yeah, dude, you're moving in what, Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be so fucking awesome. Preston, what are you doing
is that
Tuesday?
wait, I gotta know, is that utilities included?
Huh?
Is that price utilities included?
No, but utilities shouldn't be too much.
Internet and water is probably gonna be like $250
Yeah.
on top of $750. Yeah. Internet, water, and electricity is like $250 here.
No, not 750, 700.
Okay, so they're
Yes.
working on it. They've been
700.
working on
We're,
it.
we're splitting it anyway, so
700, so that's what? $350 each?
yeah.
That's $350 each, plus $200 or so for utilities. That's about $450 each, give or take.
That's still not bad.
And then you add water.
And that's
some
not
extra
that's not including groceries. That's not including
Still not bad.
extras. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
You say it's still not bad, but you got a fucking baby on the way.
Yeah, that's gonna be the rough one. That's gonna be the rough one.
terrible.
It's not gonna be terrible. You can definitely make it work.
Right.
Plus now you have like 5 uncles.
I need a babysitter.
What, like 5 uncles, 3
paying?
aunts?
Huh?
You paying?
Pay you 2 cents and a kiss on your ass.
Oh hell yeah! Sold.
Move to Louisiana immediately.
Bro. Yeah. Yeah. If their internet's not back up in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. They've been working on it, so 5 seems somewhat reasonable. But so is every Friday going to be like partly me and then the rest of the party?
I think so, unless I have something big for you.
And then
Because
you might
I
shove it on
think-
like a Thursday or
I
something.
think I can improv enough off of yours. So I just need to make
Thank
sure I have
God
names
I-
written.
Fucking. Oh.
Were you watching the stream, Trey?
No, no, no.
Dude,
Yeah?
he just met a shit ton of new people and has no idea what's happening.
No, I'm saying
Except
I
for one thing that
I
my
finished
character is
resume
ready.
for applying to CTC, so I'm probably fixing to go ahead and do that.
Go ahead.
Nice.
If their Wi-Fi is not back up at 7 on the dot, I have to go because I have to be done with y'all's whole D&D session by like 8:30. Because I have to get up at like 2 a.m.
Jesus
You have to be
Christ.
done with our whole session by 7:30.
I hope I didn't take too much.
No,
Like,
no.
Oh, Justin,
I
so the
was planning to be done by-
citytelecoin.com, right? That's the website. How the fuck do I apply?
I applied somehow. But also Michael gave me a paper
Prepaid
version.
account,
But
calling card, purchase media funds, messaging, commissionary, manage contacts, and video call. Or commissary.
You smell like
Go
a
to
baka.
messaging.
Who's down Corky? Oh, it's Tiger.
Go to home. Contact us. That's what I need to go to.
Eren Yeager.
They're open till 11 p.m. Damn.
Yeah.
yeah, but commissary only works till 4:30.
I'm gonna pause the stream and go to be right back. If we're not gonna get anybody, I'll just go to goodbye. So let's hit that.
Wait, what?
Michael's working on it. It just